this is super exciting for me because my very first quarter teaching at Big Bend in 2016, Mr. Ruiz was in my 101 class. Now, he set himself apart from the students really early in just the fact that he was really excited to be there in class. I mean, English 101, not everybody wants to learn English 101, everyone wants to be there. But he set himself apart as one of those hungry students who was really willing to do the work and able to put creativity into that work right off the bat. And so he even then chose to take 102 with me. He hadn't had enough punishment yet. And it was really fun for me because I've been teaching for a really long time. This is actually my 20th year in higher education. But this was the first time that I had taught English here at Big Bend. And so I was kind of finding myself. I was finding my place with the students. And Ricardo really made me feel a lot more confidence because there were days where I would sit there and think, I mean, am I making sense? And he'd be like, yeah, I totally get it. And so he gave me that reassurance and confidence that I needed my first year here at Big Bend. And he told me that he wanted to major in business, and I thought, well, of course he's going to be great at that, but what a waste. He's such a good writer. And so then he found his way when he was an undergrad at the University of Washington, where he transferred after Big Bend, and took some classes that changed his mind. He's like, well, I've got this business acumen, but I really want to follow my passion for words and for communicating and for community and connecting with the people. And he brought his same drive, his same passion, his same excitement for life and for learning and for understanding and for beauty to his efforts in that degree. And look where he got it. His first book of published poetry pretty quickly after you graduated. When did you graduate from UW?
I graduated in 21.
Yeah.
So this was a project that came about directly from that. I graduated and signed a contract in the same week.
And it's just amazing. But it's because, Ricardo is not only talented, but he's a hustler. He does the work. And he is also a real pleasant person to work with because he takes feedback so well. And he shares that generosity in feedback. I remember in my 102 class, I believe, you started a study group with some of the other students because there were other students who were just as passionate, as engaged, and they just kind of found each other and worked their way and created a community. And that's really what is so powerful, not only about Ricardo himself, but the work that he does it's just as much about creating community and respecting and sharing the beauty of that community. So I'm not going to talk anymore. I want you to listen to Ricardo. He's going to be awesome.
My new goal, and I'll be 100% honest, my notebook's over there. I read it every day. I read it in the morning when I wake up, and I read it at night before I go to sleep. I want to sell 150,000 books in my lifetime. I'll be 100% transparent with you. These are my goals. These are what I set for myself. I want to have 3 books out within the next 5 years, and I want a Pulitzer Prize. That's crazy. I'm a high school dropout that had no ability to pass an English class yet. I want to write 3 poetry books and win a Pulitzer Prize. I want 150,000 books sold. Nielsen Ratings last year said that most authors, less than 1% of authors sell more than 3,000 books. Less than 1% sell more than 3,000. I want 150,000. This is ridiculous. But yet it is my goal. It's the biggest that I can dream right now for myself. So every day I wake up and I go and I start taking action. I write. I don't care if my writing is good. I don't care. I just write because I love it and I'm passionate about it and it fuels me. I get to look at life and I feel it in my bones every day. And I go and I read and I read and I read every day. I sit here right now, I am reading how to read a poem. I'm a poet with an English degree that's hung out with some really cool poets that has a book out, but yet I want to learn the smallest details of everything that I can because I truly do love it. there is a problem that I see regularly, and that is a problem of mediocrity. Everyone's okay being, just okay. I don't want to be okay. I want to be great. I want something more. I want something more for myself. I want excellence in my work. I was sitting in a reading yesterday, and this guy, he's really cool. His name's Richard. I know him. We actually talk all the time and share work. But we were sitting here in a poetry reading in an open mic session with this little crew that I hang out with online a couple times a week. And this woman was writing a poem about fall and how fall wears a mask, and the mask that the leaves create and the kiss that fall can give with the leaves and the wind. And it was cool. I was sitting here vibing with it, and Richard comes up and he starts breaking it down to a level that I was just like, man, like I need this. I need this in my life. I need this level of attention and close reading and understanding. I want more. I'm hungry. I want it more than I want air. How bad can we want something? It's all a process now. Going back to success, we all wrote. Nothing that I've ever written is going to be better than what you wrote today, right now. Truthfully, because you just wrote it and it's for you and it's what you saw. And that is excellent right there. We can develop it, we can create it, we can take it to new places. But that is all writing is. I don't know who, does anybody want to be a writer in here? Like, okay, we got a couple. Guess what? Y'all did it. Now it's just going and refining that tool, refining that craft, taking it to new places, learning new toys to how to play with what we do. It doesn't matter what you want to do. I love Big Bend because of the opportunities that it provides to everyone. Be it from the welding department to business. Like, we got people flying planes out here. Did I read the other day that we have, like, unmanned, battery-powered planes flying out of here? Like, this is real. It starts with an idea. It starts with a goal, then it moves to action about moving on that. I was reading something about the scientific theory and how hypotheses work. And when we start examining something, it creates another guess and another problem as we try to figure something out. That there is an infinite amount of hypotheses that will come no matter how long we stare at a question. Questions will just keep coming and we'll just keep working. Guess what? That is the inspiration that leads to magic, but we got to move. You got to set a goal and want something. I know we've all heard it before, but what? The guy who invented the light. Edison failed what? Over 1,000 times, 1,046 if I remember correctly, 1,045 times. It was Henry Ford who sat there and wanted the V8 and had his engineers working on it for 6 years, who just kept saying, you can't do it, we can't do it, we can't figure it out. And guess what he said? Yo, just keep going, keep pushing, keep leaning into it, having some determination. I have wanted to quit all the time. Sometimes I look at myself and I want to quit. I want to just stop. As I was writing my collection, it's not mine, it's shared stories. But as I was sitting there working on it, I would sit on my computer every night and cry. My wife would go to bed, and I wrote this thing between the hours of 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. I would just stay up all night. And most nights I would just crying at my computer all night long because these stories were so real that I knew that with 24 characters and 14 punctuation marks, I could do them no justice. And to go and to try to hold somebody's story, the most personal and serious moments of their life, and communicate them out to the world felt impossible. And I wanted to quit, and luckily I had an editor who was amazing and a mentor who was amazing, who would sit there and read my work and just be like, keep going, you got this, we believe in you. All it takes is one word, and the words of Dr. P would just sit and ring through my head. If you don't know what to write, just go and type, I don't know what to write. Just start taking action. Start taking action. I don't know how many of you have had writer's block in this room, but I gave you a coin and asked you to write for 3 minutes, and every single one of you did. I asked, did you write one word and you were able to do it? That's that first action step that starts achievement. It's baby steps. The last thing that I want to share is a big 5 every day. I don't know if anybody's read the bullet journal. If you have, cool. If you haven't, cool. It's just another method to go and to organize your day. But in there, it talks about creating small steps, breaking it down. I was listening to a podcast about Einstein and how he would just go and look at these complex problems and try to break them down to its simplest, easiest form, to the way that any person could understand. Now, with my own life, if I want to get somewhere, right, I want 150,000 books sold. I sit here and I think about it, and it's just like, how am I going to get there? What am I going to do? What can I do today to lead me one step closer to my goal? And every day I set up 5 little things. I break down my morning. I'm up at 5 a.m. every day. Thank you, United States Army, for giving me that gift of a morning wake up. I meditate to try to center myself. And then the next thing I do is I just write out the 5 things I want to get done that day. Sometimes they're big. Sometimes it's as easy as, hey, I got to respond to this email that I've been dreading for whatever reason, but I just got to do it. Or I had the idea about reaching out to these people and figuring it out, so I'm just going to throw myself out there and do it and just move at 5 steps a day, every day. 35 things accomplished a week. That's it. 5 things a day, every day. 30 days in a month, 150 every month that you're getting done. 150 steps closer to whatever it is you want to do. 5 little things. After that, there are days when I go and I get my 5 steps done, and I'm just like, that's it, I'm tapped. I'm doing nothing else. There are days when I'll get 1 step done, and it's just like, nope, that's it. It happened 2 days ago. I had to do something that I've never done that felt completely foreign to me, to go and throw a request. I got a request and I had to respond in a way that was appropriate for myself, but that is a place that I was so uncomfortable going and asking for what I deserve. Because there is so much imposter syndrome that I live within as a non-native speaker, as a failure. I tell myself all the time in this little head that, hey, no one wants to hear you. You're crazy. No one cares. What do you know about success? You failed more than anyone else. Like, you were in jail. You couldn't graduate. You don't know how to write. I still hear this every day, but it's taking these steps. And then when that opportunity arises, because it will arise, the universe will conspire for your achievement. You go, and just having that courage to go and take action once again, to get that inspiration and let the process keep flowing. You can't wait. You can't wait. You just got to go, and when you sit down at your computer and you don't know what to write and you don't know what to do, just go and trust that it'll come and say, I don't know what to write. 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 I don't know what to write, until it stops and it's just like, I don't something.